Hey guys, welcome back to On Thin Ice Explain episode 4. Let's go back to where it started. Okay. What was going on last time? Last time we was trying to mend the relationship between Hodge and Brian. We went to an ice skating rink. We saw that guy who was I have doubts about it. Chapter 4, Back to Basics. This episode of On Thin Ice contains scenes depicting sexual abuse that some readers might find disturbing. Please proceed with caution. I knew it. The way that he looked. These kind of memories haunt you for the rest of your life. Despite my best efforts to forget, I could vividly remember every second of it. I remember the exact day of the week and time of the day. I remember what we were both wearing and how I felt. Though it was the best school of the city, and it seemed like a perfect place to be, it had its share of darkness, and it was destined for me. That day was a bad one from the beginning. Due to my extensive training for the upcoming competition, I missed a lot of classes. I was behind on my school assignments, and I skipped a few tests. Tom was the teacher's favorite, so things were easier for him. He was older, smarter, more successful, and handsome, and teachers bought into that. I'm paying for both of us. Although we were in a relationship, we tried not to show it and almost didn't interact at school. But at that moment, I really needed his support. I slammed the locker shut loudly and leaned against it. Holding the books tightly to my chest, I began to examine my options on how to catch up at school. Oh, I was about to call you into my office. Great. Exactly what I didn't need right now. Mr. Thompson, good afternoon. Hello, how are you? Oh, you know, busy like a hamster in a wheel. Like to have a word about one of the students? Is this urgent, or can we put it off for an hour? I'll come back later if you're busy now. By the way, congratulations to you and your wife on your anniversary. Ugh. Sick. Your children are incredibly lucky to have such parents. Are they, though? Dude is a pedophile. An exemplary family man. I don't even like him already. No, why do you stay his ass at home? Everyone's constantly pointing out what a family man he is. Maybe if you stayed home today, if I'd be one less problem to worry about. Sometimes such an impeccable reputation is frightening. Oh, thank you. I think you're the only one around here who knows about it. My wife will be thrilled to see you at the party. She nodded awkwardly and hurries to the classroom. Are you ready? Uh-huh. Started the floor all the way from the hall to the office. I wasn't entirely sure if it was fear or shame. Mr. Thompson has always been extremely lenient with me. It seems to me that his close relationship with Tom's parents played a role. Unfortunately, people tend to be wrong. I was living proof of that. He let me go in first. I entered and sat in the visitor's chair. I felt tense and I shook my leg nervously. He's not calling me in here to give me a pat on the head, that's for sure. Mr. Thompson, I understand that I'm entirely behind the program, but we have an important championship ahead and we train day and night to do our best. Melody, I understand. But I'm aware of your problems, but believe me, I'll take care of everything. Really? For a second, I felt relieved. I called you for a completely different reason. It's been several months since your admission. Headmaster went to the door, deftly locking it. I would like to get to know you better. How did I feel at the moment? Shocked? I was paralyzed by the knowledge of what could happen next. He went to the table, turned a chair with an imperious gesture, and sat down in it. I mechanically moved back a little further. Don't be afraid. Nobody will disturb us. So why did you close the door? Slowly got up from the chair, trying not to provoke him. It's a busy day. Someone could disturb us at any moment. We don't need that, right? Sorry, but I need to go back to class. I'll catch up, I promise. I pushed the chair and headed for the door, but he overtook me and pressed the door with his hand. I felt his hot breath on my neck. I think you should let me out. Topless gently took me by the shoulders and turned me around. He brought me to the table. I almost sat down on the table, trying to recoil from the headmaster, but it was only to his advantage. You're a gorgeous girl. I've never seen one like you. He reached for my neck, ran his fingers along my collarbone. Please don't. You have a wife and kids. But it's you who makes my heart beat faster. His words make me sick to my stomach. It seemed that a completely different person was standing in front of me. Thompson's hand reached for my skirt, slowly lifting it. I beg you don't. A few more moments and it would be too late. Something needed to be done there and then. He grabbed his arm around my hips and sat me down on the table. While Thompson was fiddling with his jacket, I looked around and noticed a pair of scissors next to the computer. Adrenaline was coursing through my veins, and without thinking about the consequences, I grabbed the scissors. When the headmaster bent over me, I took a swing, and the tip of the scissors ripped open his shirt. Blood soaked through the cut. Headmaster will have a scar that will constantly remind him of you. I don't want him to be reminded. What have I done? Really? You pedo hoe? He pressed his palm to the wound, trying to stop the bleeding. The mere sight of blood made Thompson squeamish. Really? And he's screaming. Ugh. God. Just cut his dick off already, please. I jumped off the table and ran to the door. Fortunately, he didn't stop me, and I was able to get out of the ill-fated office. Mr. Thompson took the key and walked towards the elevator. My hands trembled involuntarily, and I tried to stop the trembling by clenching my fist. Memory alone made my head spin, and everything inside contorted in pain. Naomi, seeing my state, managed to hold me back by the elbow. Baby, what are you doing? Are you feeling okay? Did someone scare you? Even though she tried to act like a gullible girl, behind this simpleton mask was a shrewd and very cunning fox. Did a gust scare you? Or what? Just looked around, trying to find the source of my fear. Yeah, no. I'm not feeling well. Probably just something I ate. Pulled away from my friend, straightening my clothes. Much as I would like to share with someone, it definitely wouldn't be Naomi. Especially in light of recent events. Hell yeah. Okay, go get some rest. I rushed to my room without further discussion, trying to avoid additional questions. My thoughts were all over the place. I had no clue how to behave or what to do. How are we crossing paths again? Why is he staying at this hotel? He's following you. Didn't we just see him at the ice rink? He's following her. I flopped into the bed, clutching my head. Fear made me think, looking for solutions. At the same time, it took a lot of strength and energy. Okay. I need to calm down. Maybe I need to have a drink. I'll go to the bar and talk to Ollie. After all, they say that bartenders are psychologists without a degree. Oh, but they have a dress code. I wouldn't get him looking like this. I opened the chest of drawers and rummaged through the things for a long time until I found a suitable outfit. That one's pretty. I briefly lingered at the mirror, straightening my hair. I think that'll do. Just right for the occasion of drinking your wills away at the bar. Okay. I went down to the bar, trying to shake off my bothersome thoughts. The place wasn't crowded, just a few patrons dotted the restaurant area. Looked around but couldn't see the bartender. Hey, is anyone here? A beautiful woman stood up from behind the counter. Good evening. What can I get you? Where's Ollie? Today's his shift. We switched. This is my first day, so I took some extra hours to get better at it. It's a shame. Then I guess I better go. I got up from the chair, but she held my palm. She squinted at my face. Will you let me go? I'm sorry, just... Look, I'm not very good at supporting people, but... The woman loosened her grip and let me pull away. What makes you think I need support? Your eyes. Tired, worried. Also saw you drumming nervously on the counter. Maybe I'm a bad advisor, but I immediately sense if something happened to a person. You don't have to share. I can hardly help, but... But what? I returned to the chair, wanting to hear the end of that. I can comfort you with a glass of something strong in the house. It won't solve your problem, but it will definitely help you relax. What do you say? Well, I'm on cleaning duty tomorrow, but it even intrigued me, so I'll stay. Oh, so you work here? Yes, I'm a maid. Let's get to know each other then. I'm Beatrice Taylor. Stop hesitating and I leaned against the counter. Melody Hill. Oh, did we know her last name already? What do you have? Water. Tequila. Whiskey. Well, you came down here for a drink. We might as well get us some tequila. Even though I think we should get some water. But we sat there for an hour or two until the guests from the restaurant began to leave. We made small talk. The most important thing is that I was able to forget about my problems for a while. I lost myself in a conversation with a nice girl. Suddenly the bar counter vibrated. Beatrice raised her smartphone and answered the call. You here already? Okay, I'll be right there. She turned to me. Listen, my sister came to give me something. I'll go and see her for about 10 minutes and be right back. There are a few people left, but can you cover for me if someone wants something? Oh, that's not my specialty, but okay. That's not how that works at all. We traded places. She nodded gratefully and ran after her sister. There were no clients. All I did was clean a countertop. When it was shining like new, I turned to examine the assortment of bottles. A glass of whiskey, please. Frozen place, slowly closing my eyes. No. Incredible. I took out my strength and faced the one I was afraid to meet for so long. Well, hello, Melody. I silently found the right bottle. Opening it, I poured half a glass and handed it to the man. Are you going to ignore me? Hold on. Just hold on. Don't you have anything to say after all these years? No? Ask him why he's here. Hello, I haven't seen you for a long time. Bigger part, I'm not wearing my uniform. I get it. He smiled and glanced at me. Like his outfit better. Put the lump in my throat and immediately wanted to burn everything I was wearing. And here I thought you were exclusively into students. He chuckled, shaking his glass. Thompson's gaze noticed my hand squeezing the bottle to the point of white knuckles. I see your grip has only gotten stronger since that time. Undoubtedly. I remember what you did. His face changed, he moved closer, and I recoiled against the wall. Bitch, I don't care! You are a rapist! Like, I don't give a shit. Wow, I got one scratch on my chest. She should have plunged that dagger through your heart. I turned away, defying his orders. Scar is a constant reminder of you. An adorable girl who turned into it. You know what? I'm not even gonna say that. Stop it. Falling on the ice only proved your helplessness. You're nobody. Is that why you're stalking me? Like, you don't even make sense. So no one would have believed you back then, and they won't believe you now either. He removed his hand from the neckband of his sweater, covering his scar. I was one step away from bursting, but I restrained myself. So live with the fact that you're a lonely maid no one cares about. Well, you were a day and $1 short on that one because I've already found someone who cares about me. So you don't make any sense. He knows that too? What are you talking about? First of all, that's not what you should be getting from this conversation. Thompson emptied his glass and placed it on the bar, kind of with a thud. Headmaster mockingly nodded goodbye to me and left the bar. I froze behind the counter, trying to stop my tears. No, I've had enough. A couple minutes later, Beatrice returned, satisfied with a package in her hands. She spoke to someone on the phone. With the towel, and without saying goodbye, I went to my room. As soon as I entered the room, I felt a surge of emotion that I tried so hard to contain. My breathing became intermittent. I was gasping for air. I hate him. And I lost it. I took my anger out on a lamp. A framed photo and a flower pot also flew across the room, followed by a chair and some books. I stopped only when there was nothing left to throw. I fell in the bed trying to catch my breath. The room was dark and quiet. This helped me calm down faster and fall asleep. I ran out of school without reporting the attempted rape. Perhaps the shock prevented me from thinking clearly. I could only think about running away as far as possible from the headmaster. There was a phone call from an unknown number, and I answered it without thinking. Who is this? Think you'll get away that easily? I stopped abruptly. You'll regret all of that. Everyone will know who you are. An exemplary family man? Everyone will simply remember the story of a lagging student who decided to go all in and seduce the headmaster in hope of raising her GPA. And a conscientious headmaster refused her, so she decided to take revenge. What are you talking about? Oh, I can imagine what a scandal it'll be. What will your parents say? How will Tom's parents look at you? I'm doomed. They believe him, that's for sure. But I can't stay there any longer. I'm in danger there. They know I never do that. They'd also know what kind of person I am. Trust me, honey. You can make a scandal, but you'll end up being the guilty one. You're kicked out of school in disgrace, followed by your friend Tom. Go for it. I disconnected the call and I dropped my phone in horror. Only chance to save myself is to transfer. But how can I possibly explain it? Can you get away with it like that? Unfortunately, he can. And he got away with it. What the fuck? He got away with it because you're a spineless coward. There were more victims after you. You let it happen. Huh? No. I jumped out of bed looking around. My mouth was dry. I was shivering though the room was warm enough. I grabbed my head and tried to come to my senses, but nothing worked. I grabbed the car keys and rushed out of the room. Heavy downpour didn't stop me. I didn't bother to take an umbrella. I made my way to the parking lot where I left my car. I often acted impulsively. You didn't need to tell me that. Obviously, it was always better to think your action through, but at the moment I thought only about seeing him. Only person who could calm me down in a moment like that. Only one who stopped me from making fatal decisions. Okay, good. I walked slowly towards the entrance. Even my doubts couldn't stop me. Soaked to the skin, I finally pushed open the door and saw my old friend humming something. Okay, good, because she went to Brian. Why do you look so sad and forsaken? When one door is closed, don't you know that another one is opened? My shoes wet from the rain, treacherously slapped on the floor and with wet footprints. Andrew immediately became quiet, probably listening to the strange sounds. Who's here? Be warned, I may be old, but I've got plenty of fight left in me. He jumped up from his seat, but immediately gasped when he saw me. Melody? Huh. They should probably work on those. Like, I get the idea, but they should probably work on those images. Like, I don't even know where they got their hair color from. I don't know. That's fine. Andrew exhaled, his arms wide open. Come here. And I ran to his arms to feel the warmth, at least for a moment. That kind of warmth only family can make you feel. Old man hugged me tightly, resting his chin on top of my head. Particularly a hot day? Uh-huh. You don't want to go into details? I shook my head. He pulled back a little, but at the same time he didn't let go of my shoulders. I won't have it. I'm going to get you dried up. You'll catch a cold and forget again about the skating rink and me. Never. We went into the room Andrew spent his days and nights. He sat me down on the bed and looked for an electric kettle. I get some water now and come back. Meanwhile, Andrew pulled out a warm blanket and wrapped me up. We shouldn't have. I'll be right back. It took only a couple of minutes and he came back and put the kettle on. While the water was boiling, Andrew sat down in a chair next to me. What brings you here at this late hour? You could use some advice from a trusted source. Andrew, did you ever regret not admitting something in the past? Like lying? Well, not exactly. More like staying silent about something. But maybe if I confessed, everything would be different. Maybe even better. Melody will never know. We don't know how these things might affect us or those around us in the future. But if it bothered me for a long time and I constantly thought about it, I'd come clean. You can't keep everything to yourself, otherwise it'll eat you from inside. And yet, before you take that step, be honest with yourself. What do you mean? Admit it to yourself. If it's easy for you to talk about it, then you're ready. Oh, here comes the tea. He filled the mugs with water and dropped the tea bags into them. I was warming up, not only on the outside, but also on the inside. Aww. Adorable. I missed our talks. Oh yes, And what about our chess games? Do you remember how you tried to teach me how to play all the time? You were good at it, but didn't practice enough. We drank tea, discussed the latest world news, recalled his youth, but time was working against us. Andrew, no, you need a friend. Like an actual friend. Of course, no one shows up around here until early morning anyway. Look at the photo of a young Andrew and a beautiful stranger. Who is this? He has a picture in his hands, examining the familiar features. Oh, this is my sister. She's beautiful. Yeah, she had a lot of admirers. Do you know how hard it was for me? It was up to me to keep them at bay. A funny image popped into my head, Andrew running after a crowd of guys. But one managed to get into her heart. The smile instantly disappeared from his face. Stop. What happened next? Andrew put the frame back in place without looking up at me. Are you sure you want to hear? The story isn't the most appropriate. I'm sure. Well, I speak for everyone, but in my experience, almost all girls prefer the bad guys. Girls watch too many romantic movies and don't understand that life isn't a movie. The guy had big trouble with the law, and my sister blindly believed him that everything would change. What do you think? Did it change? He decided to deceive everyone, take the money and run away with my sister, but nothing came of it. How did it end? The guy was hunted down by the cops and the dealers. Not only that, he pulled my sister into it too, and I had to hide her in my basement. He didn't have time to implement his plan, so he chickened out and ran away, but he was almost caught. When he realized he had nowhere to go, he shot himself in the head. Oh my gosh. My sister couldn't come to terms with the loss and left soon after him. Andrew shook his head. She was a target, but I was going to do my best to get her to safety, only she wouldn't let me do it. There was an awkward silence, but soon Andrew spoke up again. What I mean to say, sister was so passionate about him that she put on rose-colored glasses and didn't notice a single bad thing about him. If you're getting into a relationship with such a person, then at least you need to face the facts. Feelings are one thing, but are you ready for a life like that, knowing that at any moment everything can end for both of you? There's some truth in your words. Wrap myself in a blanket and sat on the bed more comfortably. I can make room for you to take a nap. Really? I'm not really in the mood to go back out in the rain. Really? Really. I have my coffee in the meantime. Andrew. We turned around. Can you sleep with me until I fall asleep? If it's not too much to ask. Andrew smiled and returned to his seat. By the way, you're a good singer. Can you sing something? Provided you start falling asleep. I winked at him and curled up, closing my eyes. Love would never leave us alone. I see the darkness, there must come out to light. Could you be loved and be loved? Could you be loved and be loved? His gentle melodic voice, along with a warm blanket and a family atmosphere, made me fall asleep. I'm so glad I have him in my life. Me too! And remember that next time the guy comes around talking about you don't have anyone who cares about you. Like, I don't know, like, people start thinking crazy all of a sudden. They're like, remember that you actually do have people that want to support you around. And if you don't, it doesn't mean that you never will. I just like, I don't know. It's difficult. A few days had passed, everything was back on track as if nothing had happened. I never saw Thompson again, but I knew he was still there, because he's a stalker. Still, I tried to get him out of my head and finally got down to work. Not a word from Brian. He said he'd help me get better. And then he disappeared. Maybe he changed his mind. Although I get it. Nemi had a day off, so I cleaned all the rooms completely alone. It was almost evening, and I was slowly finishing my shift. Suddenly, a receptionist appeared on the floor who was clearly looking for someone. His gaze rested on me. There you are. I was looking for you. Is something wrong? You tell me. No, you tell me. Huh? A respectable looking man arrived at the hotel and demands to see you. Who can that be? What's his name though? You know, he said it so quickly that I didn't catch it. Oh, but all you called him who was respectable looking? Really? Get your dumb ass out of here. So I was so angry that I immediately ran to look for you. Come on. Tell him to wait for me by the bar. I'll be right there. Oh, you're playing with fire, Melody. He grunted and left, leaving me alone with my thoughts. Get the fuck out of my face, bitch. It's definitely not Thompson if this person just arrived. Oh my gosh. Ocean? My heart was pounding. The last person I needed to see. More precisely, I'd rather not see him at all. If it is Ocean, and this guy's like respectable looking, really? That's all you got out of that conversation? Oh my gosh. He's annoying. I don't get it. I still have time. That's the thing. What has she been doing to get money? It took me a long time to get a grip, but in the end I had to go down. At the bar I tried to find that mafia face, but suddenly I spied the back of a painfully familiar man. I went up to him and awkwardly started a conversation. Good evening. The man immediately turned around. It wasn't Ocean. This person made me feel pretty much the same way. Good evening, Miss Hill. How does he know? Wait, why am I surprised? Have a seat. I was waiting for you. So you want to see me? I obeyed his request, which was more like an order, and sat down next to him. Surprised? Obviously. Yes? A Hodge grimaced inside, beckoning the bartender, pointing at the menu. Maybe start using your brain? I came to thank you. You saw me start using my brain? Why would I think you would come to talk to me? I don't even fucking know you. We said hello. See, you and your brother are like two peas in a fucking pot. Came to thank you. Thanks? For what for? Hodge sipped his whiskey and continued. I just remember the last time we partied I was not in the best way with my brother. You witnessed that. But to my surprise, he called me in the evening. Maybe the conversation wasn't the most pleasant one, but he bothered to make the call. I was rather taken aback, actually. What do I have to do with it? I'm sure you contributed to this. When he looks at you, his eyes sparkle. And I'm sure it's not because you're beautiful. Does he think I'm beautiful? Is that what you got out of that? In some magical way, you influence him. And I would like to use that. Use that? What? My request is extremely specific, but I can give you time to think. Let's hear it first. He stared into his glass, trying to find the right words. I need you. I don't quite understand. Help me rebuild my relationship with my brother. Why? Why do you need me involved? You understand that Brian doesn't want to patch up the relationship. You may have hurt him too much. You won't get away with the business conversation, then I'm sorry. I'm the fifth wheel in this situation, I can't help you. My hands were on the tabletop. He reached out gently and covered them with his palm. The warmth of his hand made me flinch. You're afraid of me, right? Brian said a lot, and now you're wary of me. Let me ask you this. What? Listen to me. Brian is the only loved one left in my life. I have no one but him. I know, and I get it. If you understand, then imagine how I feel knocking on the closed door of my family home, and what it's like to hear no answer, knowing that there's someone inside. His words touched me. He seemed to know exactly what to say to change my mind. When I looked at him, I involuntarily remembered Brian. He let me, shall we say, sink to the bottom, and was probably happy about it. His words were the exact opposite of what Brian told me, and it made me grin sarcastically. I couldn't understand which of them was being sincere with me. Maybe Brian twisted the story to make himself look good? Or Hodge trying to squeeze a tear out of me? Regardless, it'd be wrong to get involved in their story. But I don't want to leave it like this either. Listen, Mr. Baker. You should talk to your brother yourself, but... He furrowed his brows, but his eyes were full of hope. Why is he doing this to me? Whatever quarrels and disagreements have come between you two, your family... Your paths will cross again, and when it happens, you'll have to do the right thing. And that is? He moved even closer, and the distance between us was halved. Hodge felt comfortable. I wasn't. Instead of talking shop, try talking to him, and apologize to each other. You were able to find the strength to hurt each other. So find the strength to forgive. It was nice to meet you, but don't contact me again with any of this. He was about to say something else, but stopped and limited himself to only a nod. I hope he heard me. Then a question popped in my head, which I immediately voiced. Why didn't you call? Hodge raised an eyebrow in surprise. I'm sure you could easily find my phone number, but you chose to come here instead. Why? I want to see you in person. Left a lot of things unsaid the last time. I decided to come correct the misunderstanding in person. Besides, how could I deny myself the opportunity to talk to such a talented skater? He knows. Former skater. I don't think so. He went to the bartender and stood up. Standing behind me, Hodge whispered, "See you again, Miss Hill." A day off was the best thing to happen to me lately. I was peacefully drifting off to sleep under a warm blanket. That blissful moment cannot be compared to anything else but... Covering my head with the pillow to muffle the annoying knocking at the door. I'm sleeping. Oh, it's my day off. Jumped out of bed nervously and walked with the firm gate to the door. Whoever you are, I swear. Brian was standing in the doorway. Hello, Sleeping Beauty. Why are you wearing the sunglasses inside? What the hell? That's pajamas. He unceremoniously came inside while I stood still trying to understand what was happening. To be fair, she unceremoniously walked into his house without knocking. Or without waiting for somebody to open the door. So, I'll give him that. I'm still mad that he's wearing shades inside. Brian took off his vest to examine my modest room and then turned to me. Well, how are you? Brian leaned against the dresser and continued to glance at me. How about the fact that you disappeared for a few days? And why are you here now? That doesn't really matter. Oh no, it does matter. You can't just come in like, try to bulldoze your way into my life, tell me you're gonna fix all my problems and then run the fuck off? No. On second thought, forget it. Nah. Since you wanna come and be in my shit. You found displeasure. No? Why do you ask? Just asking. I'm worried about you too. Worried? I don't have a family, unfortunately. I'm looking at you. It bothers me that you're fighting. You could just talk to each other and come to some kind of compromise. Sorry, I'm changing the topic. Okay, actually I came to pick you up. Do you want to go somewhere? Something like that. I want to introduce you to someone. To whom? That's part of a surprise. No, tell me where the fuck we're going. She's not going to tell me who this mysterious stranger is. Tell me at least where we're going so I can dress appropriately. He covered his face with his hand, hiding his smile. We're going to a regular cafe. Any casual outfit will do. Thank you. I went to the dresser where Brian was standing and tried to open it. I dressed a drawer and hit Brian's ribs lightly. He got the hint. Got it. I'll be waiting downstairs. It's 5 minutes away from here, so take your time. Oh, by the way, don't forget your uniform, too. What? I'm getting nervous, Brian. Why are we wearing this? Why do I keep putting in his outfit? Like, why can't we just go back to our last outfit or whatever the fuck we were wearing? I don't know. It's kind of cozy. I'm getting nervous, Brian. I really like the hair that we just had. Tell me. Oh, there she is. Brian almost ran to the table at which a girl was sitting with her back to us. Long time no see, little demon. The stranger laughed, getting up from her place. She threw herself into Brian's arms, and then her gaze fell on me. I was surprised as she was. Liz? Of course, it's a small world, and he knows Liz, too. Liz pulled away from Brian and froze in place, puzzled. Small world? What are you talking about? The girl smiled mysteriously and approached me. Leaning over to my ear, she whispered, I followed your advice and thought about what you said. You're not a weak girl, but you need help. She straightened her back and smiled radiantly. Hi, I'm Liz, a good friend of this lively guy. That doesn't bode well for you. You're Melody, right? I don't understand what she's trying to do, but I have to play along. Liz heard you. So, will you explain now? Liz has been figure skating since childhood, albeit single. but it doesn't really matter right now. She agreed to help you regain your fighting spirit. Amazing, right? So you just decided that I need to start skating again. That's a decision that she needs to come to on her own. Dude, this is awkward. I don't want to be a burden. Plus, I'm sure Liz is busy practicing. Are you looking for excuses? Excuse me? What else should I call it? You're being offered an opportunity. Oh, excuse me that I want to skip your hand out. Thanks. I'm not surprised they're friends. Fuck both of them, dude. Seriously? I've already agreed to this. Okay, that's good for you. I didn't agree to this shit. Stop acting shy and say yes. It's not about being shy. What the hell? I wanted to get to know her because she's gorgeous, but she's just as dumb as Brian. Fucking two peas in a fucking pot. Oh, Brian pursed his lips as if holding back a chuckle. That's probably why he chose her. Yeah, because she's just as annoying as he is. I turned towards the guy who was silently waiting for my verdict. You're not gonna let this go, right? Right. Except when you disappear for several days. Okay. Maybe they're right? Maybe it's time to start doing something? I mean, it is, but still, it's like, that's something you need to get on your own. Not from, like, two practically strangers coming up telling you how to live your life. Okay, let's give it a try. Good. Brian lays bumped their face victoriously. Now you can go, Brian. The girl focused on me. What do you mean? Let's sit back at the table and silently waited for me to join her. Brian, don't leave me alone with her. She won't bite. I have to leave for a little while you go to the rink. She'll check what you got. No, don't you dare. Brian hugged me goodbye and left the establishment in a hurry. Rascal. I'd offer you a cocktail, but I'm just going to be dark soon. I got plans, so let's go now. You've got your car, right? Good taste. Where'd you get it from? From my father, but I'll sell it soon. Do you want a new one? No, I just need money. Why don't you ask for help? From who? Oh my god. Get out of my face. Are you kidding me? Last time she tried to get us money from somebody, look how that ended. And her needing more money to pay the same person. Can I ask those shifts and too many damn questions? Apparently only when it comes to money. When it's a serious matter, I prefer to take things into my own hands. I don't care for her respect, dude. She's annoying as fuck. If it's not of primary importance, then there's always someone to help me. But I generally don't ask for help then either. Don't you think you're lucky that way? I think it's a fortunate coincidence. Liz smiled, staring at the window. Andrew frowned and watched people entering the rink. Despite his feigned severity, it was good to see him still at it. Hey, Andrew. Look at that. Do you two know each other? We just recently met. Liz is going to coach me. Honey, but you skate so well already. Andrew pulled my skates out of the drawer. Liz was pleasantly surprised but decided to keep silent. Maybe she does, but not on a professional level. Andrew shrugged his shoulders, deciding that it was better not to argue. We'll take care out here. We'll take care out there. After even a short dialogue with him, I felt a bit easier. If there were more people like that, the world would be much a better place. Yeah, so maybe you should be more like him. My grandpa on my father's side was exactly like him. He was kind, sympathetic, with a beautiful soul. Dad shared some of his qualities, but he wasn't like him. And I'm certainly nothing like him. Well, yeah, I know. I'm not an angel either, but it's never too late to strive for perfection. At least get a taste of what it's like. I agree, but it's too late. We can't atone for all of our sins, right? Her words gave me goosebumps, but I didn't show it. So you're not even gonna try? Should I remind you that I should be checking you out, not the other way around? You're not being very specific. Oh, that's cute. What do you want to see? You were a pair skater. After the incident happened, how long did it take you to get back on the ice? A few months, maybe more. But I didn't skate the way you'd imagine. I could do a couple of laps, but every time I tried to do something more complicated, I fell. Maybe it's because you're not used to solo skating? I grabbed my head, realizing where it was heading. Do you think not having a partner is a problem? That's ridiculous. You are the problem. You used to have someone you could confide in, and now you're left all alone. You don't trust yourself. Touch my side, looking down. Stretch and try a spin. Any spin? No, I get to pick. I want to see how you do an arabesque spiral. Raise your leg 90 degrees and go for it. I remember how it's done. I did a lap around the rink. Pausing in the middle, I lifted my leg as Liz had instructed. Smoothly shifting into the arabesque pose, I spun around in one place without making a single mistake. Then I stopped, turned to the girl, and spread my arms to the side. Happy? Not really, to be honest. What? I did well. Honey, your stretch is no good. This isn't romantic, is it? Because I don't like her. That's why you're here, right? Liz folded her arms across her chest, probably lifting her chin. And you're asking for help? The girl walked around me from behind, putting her hands on my shoulders. Started massaging my neck, then my back. Okay, never mind. Oh my god, you're so tense. Liz pushed me and we drove up to the side. What are you doing? Give me your leg. I lifted it slightly and Liz immediately grabbed my ankle and lifted my leg higher. Ouch. This is going to be unpleasant for the first couple of minutes, but you need to stretch more. I can do it, just not so dramatically and all at once, okay? Liz started loosening her grip and massaged the place where she was holding so tightly. Okay. She listened to me and gradually raised my leg up until it reached the point that she wanted. Now hold it with your hands. I'm here to help. Trust me. Good. Okay. A bit too romantic for my taste. Because there's no way in hell. Both her and Brian can stuff it. Hold on. Liz slid off to the side a little, watching me. Now go back to the starting position and try it again. You're accumulating mastery. Well, fine. I'll at least take that. I carefully lowered my leg and did everything exactly as she told me to. Great. On the second try, that was much better. For an hour, Liz insisted on doing different types of spins until I managed to show an average result. I'd long lost the discipline of training. I skated for as long as I wanted. I only did what I wanted. Liz, I'm done. Leaning on the sideboard, I tried to catch my breath. New faces appeared at the rink, and then I saw this one pair. I heard a harsh, familiar voice behind my back. Tate, Serena, 3 laps around the rink. Today we'll try the triple axel. Wow. Understood, Commander. Don't be a smartass. Tate, come on already. They have names and sprites. That means that we're gonna see them again. Who we're looking at? Liz crept up behind, scaring me. What? I'm not looking at anyone. Come on. The girl looked at the same couple who were just passing by us. You're watching Tate Marshall? Good taste. Do you think he's good? He's one of the best here. Much can be said about his partner. They're getting ready for the Olympics, but Serena often messes up more complex movements. Why will he change partners? He already has, 3 times. Elena got mad at him and then told him just to choose one already. Elena? Their coach. I turned towards the woman. So serious. Tate and Serena were doing the final lap, and it was at that moment that Tate froze, looking at me. I'll catch his attention or I'll turn away. Am I supposed to be finding a partner to skate with? I don't know. Sure, I'll catch his attention, because if I can widen my dating options, then that will be fine with me. We don't have to partner together, but hell, if I could just date him, maybe he might be a little more interesting. Who sees? I don't know. Our eyes met. Everything happened as if in slow motion. He turned around and skated away with his back to look at us a little longer. I don't know if I like the way that he looks so that much, though. But if I like his personality better, then I don't care. Caught his attention. He seems interested in you. Liz looked at me and noticed I wasn't blinking. All right then. Okay, come on. We're leaving. Lena stood in the aisle and eagerly devoured her skaters with her eyes. Good evening, Elena. She turned in our direction and greeted Liz warmly. Oh, hello. How are you? Is it getting on your nerves today? The music changed. So far, we're coping, but at this pace, we're definitely not getting to the Olympics. By the way, I want to introduce you to someone. Elena looked at me with interest. What are you up to? Meet Melody. Hill. She held out her hand to me and I responded in surprise with the same gesture. You've changed. Matured. I didn't think that I'd see you again in our ranks. Phoenix. Oh, okay. Whew. How you put that as a time choice? I really had time. I know I missed a lot of time, but I'm ready to put myself together and work hard. I promise I'll be back where I left off, and I'll achieve even more. Bold of you to say? You suddenly changed your mind. Are you focused on that for real? Are you making a promise to me? No, to myself. Elena's face changed. I saw a sparkle of interest in her eyes. Girls? We gotta go. Good day, Elena. Elena limited her response to just a nod. Well, it's not all bad. I'm sure she'll get in shape in no time. With the guys discussed my successes, I was thinking about only one thing. Why? Stop with this raggedy ass outfit. Stop. Why does he keep doing that? Nothing good ever happens to me. If I don't find the money, they'll be looking for me next month. Melody, why are you so serious? Maybe because you're forcing me to leave my car again? Last time I had to pick it up in the rain. Pretty much like now. Maybe you can give me the keys and I'll go get the car? Yeah, sure. Threw the keys at him and Brian burst out laughing. Such a child. Really? The guy who was stomping around having a tantrum in his house the other day? They resumed a discussion about our evening training, and I had to go back to thinking about a plan to save my life. Yeah, because they're only focused on just this. Like, they have no idea everything else that's going on in my life, and they pretend like they know everything, and I'm just like... like, well, your life must be simple. Like what are you doing? Oh my god. And she goes on the, like, it's, I can't. I'm just not amused. You owe me the same amount by the end of the month. Run. Oh, Rick. Sorry. Brian looked in the mirror and noticed my mood. He didn't ask anything, probably because Liz was there. But his mood also changed. Brian took the park a bit further from the entrance. Liz stayed in the car while Brian decided to walk me to the hotel. See you again, Liz. See you again soon. And Melody? Yeah? I'm glad I agreed to this. Okay. We got in the car. Brian touched my lower back and pushed me forward. You don't want to get soaking wet. Having reached the canopy out front, we stopped and stood close to each other. Compared to him, I was Thumbelina. I had to find the strength to stand on my toes and throw my head back. Is it too late to thank you? For what? For everything you've done for me. Which includes what? In my muse. He touched the tip of my nose with his finger. I can't let you disappear. Then where the fuck did you go for like 3 days? It won't happen. Now Ryan, get inside, you'll catch a cold. See you. I'm not about to let the details slide. I'm really not. Inspired, I walked into the lobby, remembering Tate and Elena. What about Serena? Tate would be a good partner. Too bad he's already taken. Nah, it's like I have time to get ready for the Olympics so quickly. I mean, that's his goal, not mine. Reached the room entirely, opened the door. Something behind me, I found the switch on the wall. For fuck's sake! Are you kidding me? It took you long enough, dear. I have nothing to say. I'm going to this part right here. I'm not feeling it, you know? It's hard to examine why, but I guess certain stories hit you and some certain don't. Like, and was she just like saving face in front of those people? Like, she suddenly decided that she had a goal that she was going to work towards or something like that. Like, when did we get to that point? You know, we're like in episode 4. And she hasn't done anything to work on her mind state enough to be giving statements like that. Other than that conversation with Andrew, we haven't done anything cathartic. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and show like button some love, subscribe to see more content like this, and I will see you next time. Bye.